Hello and welcome back everybody to Seduce Me. So, I had some time to think about this again, and if I remember correctly, last episode I actually planned to wait, but now I decided to take her hand. First of all, because we don't want to be assholes, but also we want information. So we don't want to be dicks to her, right? The only concern I have is that this leads to some kind of Yuri ending. With her. Mind you, with her. I have nothing against an ending with Suzu or Naomi, as mentioned before, but with her? Not really into that. So, but I'll take her hand. For now. If it turns out we'll make out afterwards, I'll go back to wait. I'll take that freedom. Oh, and by the way, sorry for the lack of episodes in the last weeks. I know usually I try to put out 2 at a day, but sometimes, the problem is not even that. The problem is not even that I don't have time to play games. I don't have time to upload this shit because my internet is really slow. But I'm working on the speed of my internet. So, hopefully this won't be a huge problem or something. But, companies, internet, la 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 la. They have a lot of time, I don't, but, Take her hand! I felt myself gently scoot closer to Diana before laying a hand on hers. Controller? Did I not? Okay, for some magical reason my controller doesn't work anymore. Or at least in this game. I hope it works in other games, because in other games I kinda really need it. But this is a visual novel, so I'll play with my mouse. Diana stared at me for a brief moment, before shaking her head frenetically and shutting her eyes tightly. A soft sigh escaped her lips before she looked again at me with almost a new resolve.
I'm fine. I was merely trying to prove my points.
The day then became filled with Diana teaching me about magic. Even when the day ended, I needed to learn more. I began to crave it. I begged Diana to stay, despite knowing our deal. Diana, despite promising to only stay a day, agreed to stay longer to tell me more. That makes no sense. But okay. We'll act, everyone. We'll act as if it made sense. Soon days passed by, filled with lessons and examples of magic. I had the wrong choice. God damn it, I probably need to play 3 of these endings. Knowing that I would be missed at school, Diana quickly took care of making sure I wasn't missed. Using a simple spell, as she called it, she created an illusion of me to go in my place. It was real to humans and acted just like me, but was like a ghost to demons. I kinda wished I would remember that spell. She told me of vampires, creatures that just looked like humans who had an inner hierarchy. There were 4 types of vampires, but all of them were under oath by the rule of worlds not to hunt humans. So there are 4 kinds, but they're all gay, sparkly vampires, huh? Oh well. It was strange and it felt like a fictional novel, but Diana promised that vampires were not like the books. They had adapted to living with humans, creating a formula that allowed them to walk around during the day. They even had a blood bank as currency and made synthetic blood to quench their thirsts. They had real blood to drink, of course, but they got it either through hospital blood drives or black market means. It was surreal. Yeah. Wow. God damn it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm pissed for no reason right now. Devils were as chaotic as Malix was, but they were still under the command of the very powerful fallen angel and devil king, Satan. He, however, still had the heart of an angel. He was simply sitting in hell and waiting for an opening into the human world. Huh? Why does he do that when he has a heart of an angel? Oh, well. I hoped it would never come. Angels, on the other hand, were not as I expected. When I thought of angels, I imagined beautiful human-looking creatures with wings and halos.
I still wonder who spread that rumor.
Diana explained that they actually looked monstrous. Each archetype of angel looked different, but Diana couldn't describe them all. The one that stood out the most to me was Seraphim. She described it as a mysterious creature that hid behind 3 large pairs of wings. What if Seraphim did look human?
Well, anyone who has met a seraphim and tried to find out has not lived to spill the secret.
I gulped. It was scary to hear that for some reason. Yeah, for some reason. Angel killing people. For some reason that is scary. Now I know why I'm pissed, because this is stupid. As mentioned, roller coaster, up and down, up and down. Right now we're at a down again. Angels were strict and were not as forgiving as many claimed. According to Diana, they had a love-hate relationship with humans, but they didn't try to dominate us. They only became mediators for the rule of the worlds. Why not?
I'd rather not get into that.
Why?
It's not my place to talk about heaven. Only the angels.
She also mentioned the methods for memory removal. As the self-proclaimed guardian of the humans, they had the right to baptize humans who had memories of otherworldly creatures, should they find any in the human world. This baptism not only erased the memories of magic, but erased their entire memory clean. Humans wouldn't remember who they were or who they knew. A blank canvas. Demons, however, unlike the others, were passive creatures that only truly cared for their own world. They had their own lands, kingdoms, and lord living there. The most powerful demon in abyssal planes was the demon... I was the demon lord. I thought the demon's name was Lord. I was already like, what the fuck? He was the incubi boy's father, and he was a ruthless man. He had conquered several kingdoms with a massive, indestructible army. Many demons died under his brutality, but when he did conquer, life for demons was like the human renaissance. So he was a little bit like Genghis Khan, I see. You know, it's actually interesting, like Genghis Khan, or Genghis Khan, or whatever you call it him in English. I mean, Genghis Khan is of course German. The Mongols call him, and sorry if I pronounced that wrong, Genghis Khan. So, it's different than the German and the English version anyway. But Genghis Khan was a very ruthless conqueror. But as soon as you were part of his kingdom, you lived in a peaceful society like never before. There's even like a terminology in history for that. Pax Mongolica. Right. The peace, the Mongolian peace. It's Latin, of course. Many feared what land he would attack next. However, to everyone's surprise, the Demon Lord had tried to be peaceful with Diana's kingdom, as she was offered as a bride to one of his sons. Why would you accept that?
I had no choice. I was barely a child when the decision was made, and when I learned of it, I had accepted it.
Why, though? How would you know if you would be in love with the guy you married?
It didn't matter. My kingdom would be safe, and I would be able to live with knowing I was able to protect my kingdom.
Oh my god, are we really going there? I know I had to protect my kingdom, but this isn't true love. You're an individual, if we're going there. I stared at Diana as she smiled at me with sad eyes. She really didn't want to marry them. It was practically painted all over her face. You shouldn't have to marry someone you don't love. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. This is how politics work in medieval societies. And of course this is not okay. Of course this is not okay. And probably, if this was real life, I probably would say, this is not okay, you shouldn't have to marry someone you don't love. Even if it was in a medieval demon world. But I don't want to go that route. It's boring from a story route. If I now say you shouldn't have to marry someone you don't love, it's going to be dumb. Or not even dumb, it's going to be boring. Like, you don't have to marry someone you don't love. Sleep with me, maybe, I don't know, as a possibility. You're your own, you're a strong, independent woman. Yade, yade, yade. All correct. Of course, it's all correct on an on a morally standpoint. Nobody shouldn't have to marry someone he doesn't love or she doesn't love. But it's boring for a story. Screw it, I play games as I probably would in real life do it. You shouldn't have to marry someone you don't love. Diana's face shifted to one of surprise as she looked at me. I was being honest though. She shouldn't have to marry someone to protect a kingdom. It would be safe, yes, but you would be unhappy. Can you live with yourself knowing that? Yeah, okay, this is stupid. No. This is stupid. I don't want it. So, I take everything back. No, wait, wrong. Yes. Oh, whoops. Didn't I save? Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, take her hand. Blah, 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 blah. God, diggity damn it. Shit! I chose don't say anything. Good. It wasn't my business to know any more than what she had already told me. I could tell this arrangement was detailed beyond agreement, so I simply remained silent.
Is there anything else you wanted to know?
I stared at her as I thought. Was there anything else I wanted to know? My memories were of her fate in the end, so everything was up for grabs. Yet I couldn't think of a single question to ask. Was that all I wished to know? No, there was nothing else I needed to know. I felt satisfied. No, that should be all.
I understand.
Diana stood and adjusted the bottom of her dress before smiling at me. I barely noticed how much time had passed between us. It felt like forever, yet I enjoyed learning more. I felt bad that I had to lose my memories. However, that was the deal, and according to Diana, demons never go back on their word. She already did. She stayed with you a couple of days.
Well, if you don't mind, there's one place I need to visit, and I'd rather visit it now than after I take your memories. I'll be gone from the area for quite a while anyway.
Cool. Huh? Where do you need to go?
A cemetery. There's something I need to do there. It's boring, sadly, but I need to do it. You need to come with so I can watch you.
Why did she need to go to the cemetery? Did she have a human friend she needed to say goodbye to? Did she have to meet with another demon? Sure, let me...
No need to get dressed up. It's just a brief visit.
So is it, Grandpa? Diana snapped her fingers and the world melted into black. I stood and walked to be... God damn it, what kind of shit am I reading today? I walked to be beside Diana, unsure of what was happening. Why wasn't the world spinning instead? Was the spinning a trick she did? I felt myself click my teeth in irritation of that thought. Soon the world grew back its color, and we were standing in a field I somehow recognized. I looked down and regretted it. Yeah, of course. At our feet was grandfather's gravestone. It was untouched and as clean as when I last remembered seeing it. Why were we here?
Here we are.
Here? I stared at Diana as she muttered a small intonation under her breath. In her hands formed a small vase with purple lilacs. Lilacs. She gently knelt down and placed them beside the grave.
I had to pay my respects to this man.
Why? Were you a friend of his? I needed to know. My mind began screaming. Something wasn't right. Why did she know him? How did she know he was dead? What was their relationship? What was going on?
No, I wasn't a friend of his. I didn't even know him.
Then why are you giving him flowers? My mind began to screech louder in my head. What was it? Why? Why? Diana, why are you giving him flowers?
You don't need to know. I highly doubt you knew this man.
Yes, I do. Diana stared wide-eyed at me. A mixture of fear and surprise mixed in her eyes. My heart began to squeeze tightly in my chest. Why was she looking at me like that?
How do you know him?
Answer my question.
How?
She screams, answer my question. I couldn't hold in my voice. I needed to hear her answer, and I didn't want to hear anything else. Anything other than her answer would infuriate me. I mean, you're pretty infuriated right now. Diana looked down at the grave, letting out a small sigh. My heart tightened further. Answer me. I needed the answer.
This man helped the boys come to the human world. He opened a bridge and let them through, before sealing it with a part of his life force.
Yeah, we already know that. There was more. I knew there was more. I remained silent as she took a breath.
I had come to visit their castle one day, and when they told me that the boys were gone, I became frantic. Without the contract marriage, the Demon Lord would have had the freedom to march on my kingdom and conquer it. I couldn't let that happen.
So... The boys ran away, and therefore you couldn't marry anybody, and therefore... No, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I mean, it doesn't... First of all, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that the Demon Lord does not want to conquer your kingdom in the first place, if he can. So, that makes no sense in the first place. But if your kingdom is that strong, that the Demon King doesn't want to conquer it, because there would be too much losses on his side, or he would even lose against you, Diana, then the marriage is not that important, and the mistake is on his part. So he should be afraid of you, and not the other way around. This makes no fucking sense. Alright.
So I tried to find a way here. I searched the castle during my brief visit, trying to find out where the boys went. I found it. This man left behind a small trace of his spell, small enough to be undetected by the inhabitants of the castle.
Diana looked to me, a look of pain on her face that made my already pained heart feel like it was punctured by needles.
Demon magic is best with consent, but takes more energy when forced. So, in a blind need, I recast the spell and used that man's life force.
Oh, whoops. Just at the point where she was saying that she killed grandfather. And used that man's life force to open the bridge once more and seal it completely when I walked through. I didn't know I was taking the rest of his life. Oh yes, she did.
By the time the bridge closed, the man had already passed. He was visiting someone in a nearby hospital, so when I left to find the boys, the staff had found him and tried to revive him. I didn't want to take his life. I thought he was a younger man. I didn't know he was as old as he was.
Oh yes, she did.
It's my fault this man is dead. But I needed to come to the human world, and he was my only chance to get close enough to track the boys down.
Okay, as little sense as that makes. The story with the Demon King and blah blah. This is a cool twist. I'm a fair man. I can be angry, but I can praise when praise is deserved, And this is actually a pretty intelligent twist. You. Diana tensed up and stared at me. Her face was painted with regret and sadness, something not like her usual self. You killed my grandfather.
Your grandfather.
Run it. Okay. Remind me in the comments if I forget that I want to see what happens if I attack her. But for now we run. I needed to leave. I needed to go. I quickly turned and ran, hearing Diana call out for me from behind.
Wait!
I ran. I didn't look back. I couldn't look back. She started all of this. She was the one who turned my world upside down. She was the reason for this chaos I was in. She took my grandfather away. I ran through the gates of the cemetery and through the streets to my house. This time the world was in slow motion, and I was the one going in fast forward. I didn't care what was going on around me. I just needed to run. My heart began to freeze in my chest, painted by the feeling of needles and knives piercing through it. Tears were running down my face, but I knew where I was running. I ran through the front gates of my house and sprinted inside. I zipped up the stairs and ran into my room. You see how cool I'm now? It's so easy to appease me. Even when I was angry, like, this makes so much sense, This makes sense, and it is an interesting turn of events in the way things are going right now. Thumbs up! As I slammed the door behind me, I began to weep violently. I leaned against the door and slid to the ground crying. My world was crumbling, and I didn't like it. My world was broken apart, and I didn't want it. All I could do, though, was cry. My heart denied me from thinking about anything else. I cried. I continued to cry. I let my heart empty of its pain with each tear that ran down my cheeks. My scream echoed through my room, bouncing around and reverberating into my ears. I didn't care if it hurt to hear it. I didn't care about anything anymore. All I cared about was crying. I curled into a ball and cried. I didn't even know when I passed out. I don't remember closing my eyes and letting darkness take me. The darkness was comforting. I felt my sadness numb within it. There was no reality in that darkness to haunt me or hurt me. I wanted to stay within it forever. However, my body forced me to open my eyes. I saw the room focus around me, and I realized that I was staring at the ceiling. I was in bed under my covers. I sat up and looked around, stopping to see Diana leaning against the balcony window, looking away from me. Why was she here? Did she carry me to bed? I felt my anger wanting to speak out against Diana, but I noticed the puffiness around her visible eye. Had she been crying? Seeing her bloodshot puffy eye made me fully aware of my own eyes and how dry they had become after crying. I rubbed my eyes and let out a shaky sigh.
I'm sorry.
I stared at Diana. My heart didn't want to hear it, but I let her speak.
I didn't want to come here in the first place. I only thought of bringing the boys back to protect my kingdom, so everything else became secondary. I didn't mean to take his life.
But you did.
I did. I can't ask for forgiveness, but I still am sorry. If I could turn back time, I would find another way.
You know, it's because of you that I met the boys.
Huh?
I looked to my blanket-covered lap. I remembered the funeral, the moving, the meeting with the boys. Everything came at me at once, and now I had the one puzzle piece that fitted all together. If my grandfather hadn't died, he would still be living here, and he would be the one taking care of the boys instead of me. But he died and gave me his estate, so I came and met them for the first time. I looked to Diana, seeing her sad face. I could tell she really regretted her choice, and she was upset. I couldn't sense any deception in her. I guess I have to thank you for introducing me to them and magic, since my grandfather couldn't do it himself anyway. And I'm back to, this is stupid, roller coaster. And if you think my commentary about this is annoying, it's the truth. It's the truth. Like, this is such an important plot point, and I was so happy about this plot point. Yeah, I forgive her. Like, what the hell? What the hell? I know we're getting close to the end of the game. And I see that we want to wrap things up. But like, I cried so bad and I hated Diana, but actually you are forgiven. Yeah, that makes a whole lot of damn sense now, does it? Man. Diana looked down, pressing her lips together and closing her eyes.
I need to take your memories now. A deal's a deal. I fulfilled my part and told you everything. I had nothing left to tell you, and you can't keep those memories.
I didn't speak. I watched as Diana argued into the air about taking my memories. I felt like she was now doubting the deal, not wanting to take away the truth from me. Did I want her to? This was my choice to return to ignorance. I'd never remember that she took my grandfather's life. Oh, I would. I would never remember everything she showed me and taught me. I would return to normalcy. Take my memories, don't. Yeah, well, if we let her take our memories, it's probably all back to the beginning. So we don't, obviously. Well, not back to the beginning, but back to the first ending we got. So don't. Diana stared at me, a look of almost despair on her face. I, however, kept my eyes to her. You took away my grandfather. What gives you the right to take my memories away?
But I...
I'm not done speaking. Diana shut her mouth, listening obediently. I needed to speak my mind. She had no right to take anything away. I knew the truth now, and that was all that mattered to me. Screw the rules. I have money. I deserve to remember everything. I was thrown into this mess because of you. No one has the right to take anything away from me. Diana took a step towards me, and I was ready to snap at her. However, she gently leaned over me and ran her hand over my head.
All right.
What?
I won't take your memories.
Okay, I can... At least this is kind of built... I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we kind of guilt-tripped her into this, so you can see it coming. This is okay. I stared up at her in shock. Was she serious? Diana smiled at me and stood back up.
You're right. You deserve to know everything. It's the least I can do.
I felt almost joyful. She agreed with me. This was a huge deal. I still didn't forgive Diana, but it was better to know than to be left in ignorance. Eventually, I would be able to move on. Until then, Diana was willing to stay and teach me the life my grandfather knew in redemption. It was something.
Head back to sleep and I'll teach you more in the morning. I'll stay a few more days until you know everything.
Okay. Okay, I wonder where this leads to, though. Something felt off, but I nodded, feeling exhaustion drift over me again. Yeah, this feels like kinda she's going to screw us, isn't she? Was it natural? I didn't know. My head began to spin, and I needed more rest. Diana gently laid me back down and moved my hair from my face.
Rest.
Yeah, she screwed us. As if from a spell, I closed my eyes and fell back into an unconscious darkness. My heart was healing, and it would take time to heal. Thankfully, it had time now to heal and to grow stronger. You... Iam... Oh god, I don't... already in... Glacium... Something with demon and you are already.
I know.
Yeah, my Latin knowledge is 10 out of 10. I heard voices and tried to open my eyes, but I couldn't. Also, I just don't know so many words. Vos, you in plural, quod factum, what was done, I don't know.
You don't need to remind me, Angel. I'm just doing my civil duty.
An angel? What was an angel doing here? Why was Diana talking to it?
Do what you need to do. I've already destroyed one life, and now I have to destroy another. All from my kingdom. Angel, do it now before I change my mind.
So the angel is going to take our knowledge, huh?
I'm sorry.
Within a mere breath, my body suddenly became light as a feather, and I became numb. I felt my body float downwards into an empty black abyss, as if I was drowning in water. I never saw it coming. My mind became completely blank. I had no memories, no feelings, nothing. I became a blank canvas, a body without a soul. Pure, innocent, ignorant. And pure, innocent, ignorant am. Really? Really? Okay, let's see what happens.
I won't take your memories.
Yeah. Let's see what happens if we let her take our memories from free will. Well, you know what? We'll do that next episode. God damn it. No, you know what? You know what? I was told in the comments there's a true ending to this game. Apparently. So I'll look up how you get the true ending for next episode. I have enough of this game. I have enough. Like, it's too much of an emotional ride for me. Sometimes in a good, sometimes in a bad way. God damn it. But, like, come on. First of all, this game was for free. And And I hate bashing stuff that was for free, because it was made by someone who spent a lot of time and did his, or in this case, her best. A very, very best. And some parts of this game are actually really good. I nearly wept a little bit at the grandfather grave part. I like the relationship between Suzu, Naomi, and Estefania. Still not over my own name choice. But some plot lines make so little sense and seem lazy, and don't add up. Like, great writing. I like the female characters for the most part, and I like Andrew. But, like, the plot makes so often so little sense, I probably shouldn't be this angry at this game. I'm probably doing it injustice. It's probably not as bad as I getting worked up. Well, next episode we'll go for the true ending, I guess. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next episode. I feel so bad right now. Bad about myself, not about the game. It's not like this. You know how the you probably know I explained. Well, I'll see you then. Bye bye.